welcome to our EVS class. Every day I tells you stories, experiences, travelogues, etc. But today instead of me, a seed tells a story to you. Are you ready to hear? Okay. Before that, let me introduce the lesson. A seed tells a farmer's story. So, we can hear the story. I am a small bajra seed. I have stayed in this beautiful wooden box since 1914. I want to tell you my story and my farmer Damji Bai and his family. I was born in Wangam in Gujarat. That year there was a good bajra crop. There was a festive mood in the village. Our area was famous for its grain and vegetables. Each year, Damjibai kept aside some seeds from a good crop. This way, our bajra family went on from one generation to another. Good seeds were stored in a dried gourd which was coated with mud. But that year, Damjibai himself made a strong wooden box to store us. He put in neem leaves to protect us from insects. He put different seeds in different compartments of the box. That was our beautiful home. In those days, Damjibai and his cousins lived together. It was a large family. Everyone in the village helped each other, even in farming. When the crop was ready and harvested, everyone celebrated together. In the winter, it would be time to enjoy the undiyu, a kind of stew. Do you know how to make undiyu? Undiyu is a kind of stew used in winter season. It is cooked by putting all vegetables into a clay pot along with the fresh spices. The pot was sealed and kept between hot coals. The vegetables cooked slowly in this special cooker on the fields. When it is cooked, the pot was placed upside down. That is why the dish was called undiyu or upside down in Gujarat. Farmers would grow many different kinds of crops, grains and vegetables according to the season. The farmers kept enough for their needs and sold the rest to shopkeepers from the city. Some farmers also grew cotton at home. Family members spun cotton on a charka, means spinning wheel, to make cloth. Children, can you recognize these grains? Okay, first one maize, then mustard, next is wheat, then last one is bajra. Then seed continues. Over the years, many changes took place in the village. Some places could get water from the canal. They said the canal brought water from far away, where dam had been built on a big river. Then electricity came, switch on the button and there was light. People found that only one or two crops like wheat and cotton got better price in the market. So most farmers began to grow only this. But bajra and jawar and also some vegetables were forgotten and dismissed, even from Damji Bai's fields. Farmers even began to buy seeds from the market. People said they were new kinds of seeds. So farmers did not need to store seeds from the old crop. Damji Bai was getting old. His son Hasmukh looked after the fields and the family. Hasmukh was making a lot of money from farming. He rebuilt the old house. He brought new machines for farming. He used an electric motor to pump water. He bought a motorcycle to go to the city easily and also a tractor to plow the field. The tractor could do in a day what the bullocks would take many days to do. Hasmukh would say, "Now we are farming wisely. We grow only what we can sell in the market at a good price. With the profits from our fields, we can improve our life. We can make a progress." Children, do you know the Bajra seeds saw differences in the way Damjibais and Hasmukhs did farming? For example, in irrigation, plowing, etc. What were these differences? Damjibai did farming in a different way than Hasmukh did. Damjibai followed the traditional method of farming and also used bullocks to plow the field. He stored grains to be used as seeds, but Hasmukh used modern or new method of farming. He brought a tractor to plow the field, expensive fertilizer used to grow more crops. The next 20 years saw even more changes. Without cows and buffaloes, there was no cow dung to be used in the field as fertilizer. Hasmukh had to buy expensive fertilizer. The new kinds of seeds were such that the crops were easily affected by harmful insects. Medicine had to be sprayed on the crops to keep away the insects. What a bad smell these had and how expensive they were. The canal water was not enough for the new crops. All the farmers used pumps to lift water from deep under the ground. To meet all these expenses, loans had to be taken from the banks. Whatever little profit was made was used to repay the loan. Growing the same crop over and over and using so many chemicals had affected the soil fertility. Hasmukh didn't get more yield due to lack of soil fertility, so he had a difficulty in repaying the loans. You can see a farmer like Hasmukh in this newspaper cutting. In Andhra Pradesh, there is a farmer named Nallappa Reddy who has taken loan from the bank. Due to huge loss in the agriculture, he couldn't repay the loan. So the bank sends farmers to jail for not paying back small loans. Nallappa Reddy's stories is shared by thousands of farmers in India who are suffering huge losses. The situation is so bad that many farmers see no way out for this except to commit to suicide. According to government figures, 1,15,000 farmers have died like this between 1997 and 2005. Hasmukh too changed with the times. He is often tense and angry most of the time. His educated son Paresh did not want to do farming. He now started work as a truck driver. After all, the bank loans still had to be repaid. Often Paresh does not come home for days. At times he is away for a week. 2 days back when he came home, Paresh started looking for something. He asked his mother, "Where is Dadaji's wooden seed box? It will be useful to keep the screws and tools for the truck." Then Seed continues, "Do you understand why I told you my story?" So this is a story of Bajra seed and its farmer Damjibai and his family. Now we are going to learn about Bhaskar's farms located in Dahri village in Gujarat. He used organic farming or natural farming in his field. Let us see in detail. As we entered his farm, we were surprised. There were dead leaves, wild plants and grass everywhere. Some of the tree branches seemed so dry as we eaten by insects. At places we saw some plants with colorful leaves. Bhaskar said they were croton plants which gave him a signal when the soil became dry. So we were surprised. He explains that the roots of cotton do not go deep in the ground. So when the top layer of the soil becomes dry, the cotton leaves bend and become limp. The signal tells Bhaskar which part of the farm needs to be watered. Found the soil soft and comely. We could see tall coconut trees full of fresh coconuts. We thought he must be using some special fertilizers. Bhaskar said he does not buy fertilizers made in factories. His soil is fertile because of all the dried leaves which slowly rot and mix with it. We saw thousands of earthworms. These are my soil's best friends. The earthworms soften the soil as they keep digging underneath to make tunnels. This way, air and water can easily get into the soil. Earthworms also eat the dead leaves and plants, and the droppings fertilize the soil. That way, he used natural fertilizer or compost. Children, do you know what is that compost? Compost is a natural fertilizer. We can make it by putting dried leaves in the pits along with all the kitchen waste. Put some earthworm in it. They turn the waste into compost. Now look at the pictures. This is a journey of a bajra seed from a field to a plate. Now look at the first picture. A lady is separating and taking out the cobs from the bajra cobs. Usually the stem is cut by a sickle. Now look at the picture 2. The bajra cob is kept in a mortar. It will be pounded by a pestle to separate grains from the cobs. Picture 3. Bajra seeds are kept in a plate. Picture 4. A lady is grinding bajra seeds to make flour. She is using chakki, means grinding stone, for that. Picture 5. Bajra flour is kept in a plate. Picture 6. Dough has been made from bajra flour. Picture 7. Chapati is being made from dough. Picture 8. Chapati is being cooked on a tawa. Picture 9. Chapati is kept in a plate. That's all in this lesson. See you next class. Bye-bye.